Welcome to my channel, where I build theme parks and test the limits of how much I can build in a certain amount of space using the game Theme Park Tycoon 2. Where currently, I'm getting back into a theme park that I started 6 months ago, which I am calling Around the World Adventure. In the last episode of this theme park, I started with a new coaster using the new switch tracks that we got in the last update, and theming it with a winter theme. And today, we're going to continue with this theme park, so let's get into today's episode. So for today's episode, I'm starting with the entrance or the station for the coaster, and I thought a cool building to build for this coaster station will be some sort of winter lodge style building. Now, I have a small regret when I was building the coaster. This is because I built the coaster layout over the station, making there no room to build a station height-wise. Now, this is kind of my fault and building the coaster layout, but I guess I'll have to go through the trouble of building the building around the coaster, which should be very fun. But honestly, knowing my luck, it probably wouldn't. Now, yeah, you can tell at the beginning of when I was building this, I had no faith in what I was doing because honestly, at first it was just looking very strange. Okay, I already placed the hole for the coaster to go through, as you saw a little bit earlier in this time lapse. I'm probably falling a little behind, but I finished the outline for this building as well. And now working on the Station Q area for the coaster, and where you can get on to the coaster itself. Okay, for the coaster, or actually, for the station, I've started building the areas where you stand and wait for the coasters, as you can see here. But originally when I started building this, I was kind of struggling on getting the right idea down to what I wanted for this building. Originally, or actually not originally, what I am planning for this building, I don't know why I, for some reason, was thinking I had a second plan for this, but I do not. As you can see, I was trying to make it look more like of a lodge-style building, but I couldn't really get that effect and how I wanted it, and I changed this multiple times during the build process. Now, as you can see here, I decided to add these two small squares here. No idea why I decided to do that. I don't think that was a good idea at the beginning, or actually, I thought it was a good idea at the beginning, but I realized very quickly that it wasn't, and I decided to add like a golden trim around it to kind of give it more detail, as well as made the walls a little bit wider and thicker as well. And luckily, this made the station look a whole lot better. And then after this, I made a mini version for the other side, and this is where the exit of the coaster will go. Okay, I decided to take a little break from the station. I did finish the station entrance and exit, however, although what am I saying? I decided to move on to the other themed area that is peeking over to this park and build rocks around it, since I want to do something similar to what Disney does with their parks. Obviously, that is in real life. This is a video game. But, again, what Disney does in better explanation is basically when you're walking into a themed land somewhere, they have Alright, let me try to say that again. Basically, what I'm trying to do is do the same thing of what Disneyland does in being able to hide themes from other themed areas. And basically, it creates a story and gives the feeling that you're actually there in that themed area, which is what I'm trying to achieve here by giving the feeling that you're in some sort of snowy biome. Anyway, let me get back to explaining what I was building here. As you can see, I did complete the the rocks against the wall of the other themed area, as well as give more detail to the roller coaster by adding more rocks, as well as over the pathway as well, like these arch entrances into this themed land. I also added some more snow around the coaster in the places where it was missing, and a few more trees as well. Also, as you can see here, I decided to add a flat ride to this area. I am not sure what this ride is called, to be honest. However, I thought it looked cool, and I thought it could maybe represent some sort of ice ring or something, but I'm not sure how that will look. I guess you have to find out in future episodes. Now, I decided to move back to the station and mainly add some more detail onto the station, like the wall trim. However, that is really all I have time for this video, since as of recording this video, I'm out of money, and I've actually have a lot done with this park. It's just, at this point, I am out of money as of recording this video, and I have to end the video here, as well as I want to make some sort of videos for you guys. So, I'm going to end it here, and a little bit of spoilers, you want to come back to the next episode because the next things that I'll be building for this park look really amazing, and you probably see a little bit in the thumbnail. So, come back to the next episode to see it. And until then, I'll see you in the next episode of Around the World Adventures.